At the president's news conference today, where it was an amazing press conference, Vinny was badgered by some members of the national left-wing media. Nothing new in that, and the president swatted them aside. But one amazingly disgusting display by CNN's Jim Acosta. It was so bad the president had to stop him straight away.
Miles away. That's not an invasion.
Honestly, I think you should let me run the country. You run CNN.
All right.
And if you did it well, your ratings would be much better.
If I may ask one other question, Mr. President, if I may ask one other question, are you worried?
That's enough. That's enough.
Mr. President, I was going to ask one of the other folks.
That's enough.
Pardon me, ma'am. Mr. President,
that's enough.
Mr. President, I had one other question, if I may ask, on the Russia investigation. Are you concerned that you may have
I'm not concerned about anything with the Russian investigation because it's a hoax. That's enough. Put down the mic.
Mr. President, are you worried about indictments coming down in this investigation?
Mr. President.
I'll tell you what, CNN should be ashamed of itself having you working for them. You are a rude, terrible person. You shouldn't be working for CNN. Go ahead.
I think that's unfair.
You're a very rude person. The way you treat Sarah Huckabee is horrible. And the way you treat other people are horrible. You shouldn't treat people that way. Go ahead. Go ahead, Peter. Go ahead.
In Jim's defense, I've traveled with him and watched him. He's a diligent reporter who busts his butt.
Well, I'm not a big
like the rest
fan
of
of yours either, so
I understand.
To be honest.
So let me ask you a question, if I can. You repeatedly said
you aren't the best,
Mr. President. You repeatedly over the course of the
just sit down, please. Well, when you report fake news, when you report fake news, which CNN does a lot, you are the enemy of the people.
CNN then released a statement afterwards. Let me, if I may, share it with you, because it's quite a study in sanctimonious nonsense itself. Quote, while President Trump has made it clear he does not respect a free press, he has a sworn obligation to protect it. A free press is vital to democracy, and we stand behind Jim Acosta and his fellow journalists everywhere. Did you hear the hallelujah chorus behind that? I have to say, if that is a free press, it's really news to me, because what he looked like was a complete and utter. Well, you finish the sentence. It's amazing what's going on in the White House press corps and what's going on in the White House. I have to say, whoever's running the press room, get it under control, because it's disgraceful, it is embarrassing to the nation, and it really needs to stop. Joining me now to take all of this up and the national left win media's senseless and ridiculous attacks against the president, social media superstars, President Trump's most loyal supporters, Diamond and Silk. Great to have you with us. I have to tell you both, you guys know I love you. I got to tell you, I'm so ticked off. I can't. It is just amazing to me that the White House permits that kind of conduct on the part of that sort of person. What do you think?
Well, yeah, it's time for Acosta, for his press credentials to be removed. Yeah. It's very sad that he don't understand, as a journalist, he is supposed to report news, not make the news and not be the news. And yes, he is the enemy of the people. Not only that, but the enemy of the truth. He's very disrespectful, very disparaging. And you know what? Why is he even in there? He don't even need to go to the White House anymore and report anything, because we don't even want to hear it anymore.
Yeah, the president swats them like flies, and they still behave like spoiled and ignorant children. Yeah. I don't know what they are. A brat. I don't know. What do you think?
And just look at the integrity of the question that they're asking. Look at what is representing. They're not even asking questions that have substance to it. Look, this president have done so much for this country, and there's so many questions to ask. But to ask ignorant questions, it reflects on their character. They are really ignorant to the fact that people are tired of their mess.
Yeah, well said. Let's turn to the election. I have to say, the president doing something that's only been done 3 times in 100 years, and actually adding Senate seats in the midst of this, even is losing basically the historical average about 30 seats, less than that right now. Your reaction?
Well, you have to understand why the Democrats was playing checkers, the president was playing chess.
That's right.
Okay. And even though we had some of these representatives that retired, you had a lot of these here in these congressional races, Democrats pumping millions and donors pumping millions and millions of dollars into these races. That was just like a thing towards the Republican Party where, okay, so this is what happened. Mm-hmm. What happened, the Democrat took the House, but we added to the Senate, which was perfect.
That's right.
Because this is what this do. This is going to force Democrats to come to the table and work with this president. Not only work with this president, but push his agenda. And if they don't,
that's right,
we, the American people, will be able to see them. What will happen, we will be able to flip those seats red, mm-hmm, and this will set the president up for his 2020 run, yes, where he will be the president of the United States again.
And also with a lot of these people resigning and retiring, you know, it was Republicans that did that. What it showed to us is it was a lot of the swamp dwellers that showed their hands. Now that they are out, hopefully, and the Democrats are in, when 2020 comes, we now know who you are. We know which rat was clogging the pipe now. And so now whenever 2020 comes, it'll be a whole new ball game, baby. We are ready for it.
Diamond and Silk, we're always ready for you. Thanks for being with us. Great to see you.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you for having us.